After exploring what it means to be visually impaired, today ABC5's Rachel Osley continues our series exploring how, with the aid of a white cane and relying on other senses, students with visual impairments can get around independently.
Incidental learning happens when you have vision and you can see somebody doing something.
Blind students need to learn a different way.
They have to rely on those other senses to get the most information from their environment.
A white cane is one tool visually impaired students use to learn about their environment.
Feedback that you get from the cane in your hand really can tell you where you're at in space.
Canes can tell you about subtle differences in materials like asphalt versus cement sidewalks and prepare you for obstacles.
When you bump something with your cane, of course you would want to touch it.
The tip of the cane taps each of the risers on each step. When it swings free, the student then knows they have one more step to take until they are on the top level.
Proper cane technique is a lot more than simply moving a stick in front of you. So for students that have decent day vision but poor night vision, they wear noir shields or dark tinted glasses to block the light in order to learn those proper cane skills.
And they start slowing down. They start remembering, oh yeah, I'm supposed to keep my cane in front of me. Oh yeah, I need to arc my cane from left to right.
Even with great cane technique, navigating a world full of traffic can be dangerous.
All of those traffic laws that we know, we learn in driver's ed, our students don't understand those things. How would you make sure that you're crossing safely if there's a one-way street?
So students start their version of driver's ed at a young age.
We need to know what traffic can do, not just what I'm allowed to do, and sort of be prepared for the unexpected.
There's only one audible signal in Great Falls, so students learn to rely on their own senses.
My sense of touch, my hearing.
To really get a sense of what it's like, you do have to walk in their shoes. Now that I no longer have my vision, I have to depend on my touch to find obstacles, and I lost the sidewalk. And I have to pay attention to my hearing to find the sound source to where I'm going. I found somebody!
One of the misconceptions is that if you're blind, you have better sense of hearing or a better sense of smell.
It's not a matter of super senses. It's about paying closer attention.
Making that differentiation between the sound that a car makes when it's accelerating and going through the intersection as opposed to accelerating and turning in front of you.
How you have to be when you're an adult.
It's really motivating to be able to travel independently.
It may seem like a nice gesture to help a blind student cross the street, but you may be doing more harm than good.
The general public does want to be helpful, but sometimes what we're doing is actually interfering with their process of listening for parallel traffic or listening to their environmental clues or using their cane.
It can be disorienting to be led somewhere rather than giving students the opportunity to figure things out for themselves.
I can do a whole lot of things like you'd think that a visually impaired person cannot.
Gives them a sense of self and they get to know that they can do this. They can do this. They just have to do it a little bit differently than somebody else.
Now that we know how the visually impaired can navigate their world independently, tomorrow we continue our series and explore how the visually impaired can use their sense of touch to communicate with the seen world in part 3. In the ABC5 studio, I'm Rachel Osley.